What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Pete Dohan here. Today we're going to dive into the 16 balls I chose for my PBA 50 arsenal to start the season, which starts in Fort Myers. As I go through these balls, one of them is going to surprise you. We're going to start from the top down. The first ball I've chosen is the Brunswick Mesmerize. Okay, now the layout is right there, and also the surface that I'm going to keep it at. Now I really like this ball. It's a little bit stronger than the Pure Envy, so this is going to be at the top of my ball. I'm probably going to use it on shorter patterns, maybe when the lanes are getting maybe a little bit clipped. We have a little more wet dry. This ball kind of blends out the wet dry really well for me. So let's throw some shots and see what it does. Bad one. Bad one, put a solid 8. What I like about this ball is very smooth, very predictable. It does have a little bit of quickness down lane, but that could be the surface that I have it at. Where right now it's at 1,000 and it shined up a little bit because I've been practicing with it. But for the most part, this ball might be a little more conditional for me, where one of my next balls we're going to look at is going to be a little more versatile. All right, one more shot and we'll switch over to the next one. Tripping fours, baby, tripping fours. All right, now the next ball I have in store is going to be the Hammer Pure Envy. Love this ball a lot. As you see from my extended short, this is number 2 on my list of my favorite balls right now. So for this one, there's the layout right there, and then there's the surface that I'm going to keep it at, 360, 1000. That's what, for me, what it fits the best. As you see with that surface, it is a little bit stronger than the Mesmerize down lane. But these two balls are very close, but this one I have a little more success with than the Mesmerize, so still trying to figure out where that Mesmerize fits. Let's move a little left. Yes, coming around it a lot today. All right, let's move over to the next ball. As you can see, these are going to be all ASIMs to start, since we're going from the top down. All right, and the next ball is going to be the Hypnotize. Okay, there's the layout, and there's the surface that I'm going to keep it at. This one with the bigger drilling angle should get down the lane and be a little smoother down lane. Actually, that was a little bit quicker. And you can see from the house shot, that ball is rolling a lot better, so the bigger drilling angle is helping me out right now, where the other two, the drilling angles are a little bit smaller, so they're going to be a little bit earlier. But what I really like about this one is the layout that I put on it and the surface that it's at. Very smooth, very predictable, kind of continuous down lane for a big asymmetrical. That's what I'm liking. Okay, and next one down, this one I really like a lot. This one is a lot slower than some of the other ones, even though the core is a little bit weaker. So there's a layout, and there's a surface that I'm going to keep this one at. This one's going to be more like 1,000, and I'll probably keep it there because when it does shine up, it makes the ball a little bit erratic for me. Thanks for distracting me, man. Appreciate it. All right, one more shot with this one, then we'll switch over. This one's very slow. I mean, use probably more the short and medium patterns. As you see, 3 of the balls are they're a little stronger. They're not really, this house shot doesn't have a lot of volume, but as I move left, you're gonna see that's where the volume's at. There is no volume pretty much to the right. All right, the next ball is gonna be the special effect. There's the layout. There's the surface I'm having it at. This one I like a lot more. It's a little bit longer, a little bit quicker down lane, and the pins are off spot again. Gotta watch out, those pins are off spot. Don't want to have a lily in here. All right, one more shot, and then we'll switch over to the next ball. Man, pins are very off spot. They're like bouncing the wrong way. All right, then on to the next ball. All right, next ball in the line is gonna be the Vaporize. There's the layout I have on it, and this is the surface that I'm gonna have on it. This ball looks like I'm gonna use later in blocks. It's a lot cleaner, a little more forward than the other ball, next two balls I'm gonna showcase. Although that one was pretty sharp. That was slower and sharper. With this fresh house shot, it's gonna be that way. All right, one more shot. Let's move a little left. Don't throw it as slow. There we go. All right, always got to have a 9-pin in the video. So now we're gonna move on to the next ball. All right, this one, as you've seen in my videos, this is my favorite one. We're going with the track Theorem. There's a layout. There's a surface I'm gonna keep it at. This one should be a little earlier than that Vaporize though. Kind of skipped this ball. I should have went with this one first. Well, we'll see. So yeah, this is a little bit cleaner cover. Still has a little bit of the compound on it. I did scratch it with, like I said, 2000, but that's by hand, not on a spinner. All right, one more shot with this one. A little more direct, because it is a cleaner cover. All right, hit a little bit of the carry down. You can see that how much weaker that core and cover is than the Vaporize today. Then we have one more asymmetrical piece, then we'll get into the symmetrical ones. All right, the black Wheelmania. All right, there's the layout and there's the surface I'm gonna have it at. This one's a lot quicker down lane than the last two that I just threw. These last three balls, they're going to be used more for transitional purposes, like on this on our fresher shot or patterns. I'm probably not going to use them. I throw a little straighter this time. There we go. All right. Now it's time to switch over. We have one more asymmetrical ball, but it's closer to the symmetricals, and we're looking at that in just a second. All right, so right before we get into the symmetricals, one last asymmetrical ball. This is going to be the Hammer Effect Tour. There's the layout, and there's the surface I'm going to have on it. This one I liked a lot better than the MV Tour. I do have it in the car, but it's not one of the 16 that I'm real comfortable with yet. Like this ball, a lot smoother, a lot more predictable. It's probably going to get a lot more play out on patterns, depending, because we bowl on so many different ones. Since this ball is so much smoother, it will keep it as 1000 all the time, because once it shines up, it gets a little too long and a little too quick. Went a little slower, grabbed a little too early. All right, now I'm moving to the symmetricals. My first symmetrical is going to be the stealth mode. This is the layout, and there's the surface I'm going to keep it at with this stronger symmetrical piece and cover. I'm going to keep it at 3000. That way I can give it a little more length. When I had it out of the box, it was a little bit too early. with the layout and with that cover combination with at the 3000, it gives me the length that I need, and it's a little bit quicker down lane. When I had it out of box, it was a little bit too early, too round. Really was a little bit too confused. All right, one more shot, then we'll move on to the next one. I'll tell you what, these off-spot pins are not fun. One more down, and then we'll get to our surprise guest. All right, so the next ball down is gonna be the GB5. This is the layout I have on it. It is a little bit of a weaker layout. It's one of the first balls that I drilled, so if I drill another one, I'm gonna drill a little bit stronger pin placement, and that's the surface that I'm gonna keep it at. Being just like the Hammer Effect Tour, it is smoother, so I do need to add more surface to it, so that way it'll read any pattern the right way. All right. When I first drilled that ball, it gave me the vibes of another ball from another brand, but wasn't really comfortable with it, couldn't figure out where to use it. But now that I've gotten into the cover with 1000, I like it a lot. All right, now the lanes are transitioning. All these shots are gonna move left. All right, one more shot with this one, then we'll get to our special guest. That's a bad shot. All right, guys. This one is probably an unexpected piece that I'm going to have in my arsenal. All right, we got the Hammer 78. We got the Hammer Black Pearl Urethane 78. You're going to be a little bit surprised by this one. I am too. Hopefully it won't hook too much. Kind of like that. Nothing like a little straighter guy playing straighter, and can throw urethane. All right, one more shot. We'll move through the rest of the arsenal, and we'll be all done. All right, nice. That's good stuff right there. I'm really comfortable with this ball compared to that red one that I tried to throw last year. All right, so now the last three we're finishing up. New recruit here. We have the DV8 Dark Side. We're really liking this one. There's the layout. And this one, I'm gonna keep it, right now it's a little bit out of box with a little bit of scratching with the 2000, but most likely I might get through the compound if it gets a little too swirly down lane. Not really ready for that ball yet, but we just want to showcase it. Building myself a little bit of a cliff. All right, let me move a little bit right once. There we go. Just had to be a little slower, roll it a little bit more because of the fresh house shot. All right, next ball on the list fits right in between the Dark Side and then the last ball we're going to see. This is going to be the Web Pearl. There's the layout. And this is the same thing. It has a little bit of the compound still left. I did hit it with 2000 just to get through it a little bit to help me out with the over-under down lane. But let's see how it rolls today. Woo, super clean. Super clean. Ball's gonna be basically forward transitioning later in blocks. When we need the ball down when I get below the GB5. Uh-oh, the deuce showed up, the deuce. All right, so this ball is a little too weak to play left or right. Let's go a little straighter this time. There you go, a lot better. All right, one more ball and we'll wrap this up. All right, so this is the last ball today. This will be Brunswick Crown Victory. There's the layout. And this is the same thing. This ball is out of box still. Haven't even touched it with 2000 or anything like the other two. Just left it the way it is. I might have to scratch it up a little bit depending on the volumes we bowl on, but we'll see how the summer goes. Woo, tripping fours. You see that one? That one's way longer than the Web Pearl and the Dark Side, so it is going to be the bottom ball of my bag. Actually, on that one, I got to move a little bit right just to play a little straighter. Balls in transition. I mean, lanes are in transition, then I can move more left to right, but today I can't. And I got some carry down. The ball's wiggling a little bit. All right, guys, that's my arsenal that I'm starting out with here for the PBA 50 season that's starting in Fort Myers here in a little bit. Make sure you do that thing, hit that subscribe button so you know when all my content hits the internet. And I appreciate you watching. Peace out.